Alright guys, so here we go with part 2. We are going to be jumping on in here really quick and working on adding our mid-tone gray to our black and white picture. Now we don't need to worry about mixing up any perfect mid-tone gray. Go ahead and just double click, grab out your color picker, and grab something that is medium-ish. I'm not too worried about it because we're going to be adding a whole bunch of different gray over top of this thing. So this far left-hand side is all of our values. The far right-hand side is more of our color, our hue. So pick something kind of in the middle. That looks pretty good right there. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and hit OK. And we're going to go ahead and jump on in and paint. Now, I like layers. Okay, there are plenty of other artists that don't. I like to paint on a new layer. So I'm going to go ahead. I've got myself a brand new layer and I'm painting right on top here. And I'm just thinking to myself how I can kind of blend this out. Now, I really want to encourage you, use the largest brush possible. To do that while you're painting, it's super easy. You can actually adjust the brush size that you have by clicking down on your keyboard and using the bracket keys to adjust your size. So you just use this bracket keys and that will change your brush size on the fly. Now as you're painting, you may want to jump back and forth between black, white, and this new medium gray to kind of clean up your edges a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. So just kind of keep that in mind as we keep moving along. Now, I don't want to trace anything, so I'm going to do Command T and transform. I'm going to shrink or scale my original photo. I'm just going to plunk it here in the corner, and that way I have it for reference. So as I go along and I start kind of painting, I kind of get an idea of where my medium gray's at, right? So I've got this big block in his neck here where I want to define that neck a little better. So I'm going to decide, I think his neck is actually lighter than his background. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that gray, and I'm just going to go and color in the background. Use a bigger brush as you go along. It's going to be easier than trying to kind of scritchy scratch along the way like I'm doing right now. You can also always click the Alt Option key. That Alt Option key is going to be something that really is going to be helpful for you because with your brush tool selected, if you click Alt Option, it pulls up the color picker and I can grab that gray again without having to try to find it. That makes things easier. So I'm just going to go ahead here. Let's see, I'm going to kind of start over. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of work on repainting this extra fast here. Obviously take your time as you go along. I've got this in super speed mode, but just apply those grays wherever you think you need to put them. It's going to look a little bit chippy